Hi Liam, thanks very much for taking part in the Business Spotlight series. I'm going to hand it straight over to you to introduce yourself and what you do.
Hi, Ed. Thanks very much for having me on. My name is Liam Norval. I am the CEO and founder of a company called Posh Cockney. We're a PR marketing and events agency based in Mayfair in London. I also have other business interests. I'm the founder of a company called the Hospitality Titans, which was set up during COVID, which we can talk more about later. And I'm also a partner at SAS Productions, which is an entertainment business. And I've also got some interest in the metaverse. We've just recently set up the Metaverse Media Group. But the company you probably want to talk about most today is Posh Cockney, which I set up 4 years ago now. We've just had our fourth birthday. We're a PR marketing and events agency, which has won multiple awards now in the last sort of 2 years. Navigating a company through COVID, especially in the hospitality industry, which is 90% of our client portfolio, was super challenging, but we've come out of it very, very strong. The sort of services that we provide on a PR perspective, press releases, SEO, copywriting, influencer management, everything digital and online and digital as well, and in print media for on a PR aspect. From a social media management side, that's your content creation, your social media management for all platforms. And then we've got our marketing team as well, which handle all traditional out-of-home advertising, as well as all digital media, which is your sort of paid, anything that we can have really strong analytics with it as well. And then our sort of client base ranges from luxury 5-star hotels to fine dining restaurants, QSR restaurants, family dining restaurants, casual dining, you name it. Posh Cockney have worked on it. We've opened 22 venues in the last 2 years, so we found a real niche with bringing international brands here to the UK. It's been ups and downs for sure, but I'm happy to say that Posh Cockney, where we are right now, we're in a very, very good place, attracting some really, really top brands. And yeah, happy to talk to you today.
Indeed, that sounds like a lot has been going on within the sort of short time that you started it 4 years ago. So look, you mentioned something there of obviously interesting time to have started a business and been in hospitality, I guess a year or so in. What was that like and how did you manage your way through it?
Yeah, it was difficult, Ed. I've got to be honest. I mean, we launched in 2019 and we built up a good name for ourselves in a short space of time. Look, let's take it back. I've been in hospitality for 17 years, right? I was a sales and marketing director for a group called Maxwell's, where I had nightclubs such as Café de Paris. I opened Tropicana Beach Club in Holborn. I had the famous Roadhouse, not Roundhouse, in Covent Garden. Then we had 8 or 9 restaurants as well in our portfolio. So I already had a very good black book and a name within the hospitality world, but it was when I really wanted to create my own agency, something of that I believed in very strongly, was to create an agency with a difference. So when we launched, we picked up some great clients straight away. We opened Mark Wahlburgers in Covent Garden. We opened the Bosporus restaurant in Leicester Square. We opened Happy, which is our oldest client now, which is in Piccadilly, which I'm proud to say is the busiest restaurant in London. And that's not me making it up. The stats don't lie. They currently have around 1,500 covers a day going into that restaurant. So I'm very proud of our achievements there. But unfortunately, if we look at Happy, for example, we opened it and then 4 weeks later it had to shut because of COVID, which was very, very challenging, and a lot of work and momentum went into sort of getting that off the ground. For me personally, I took COVID as an opportunity to self-develop. I got into the best shape of my life. I was running like 10 miles a day. And really allowed me to focus and sort of appreciate what I had in life. But I took the opportunity as well to launch the Posh Cockney podcast. So well done to you, Ed. I know how much work goes into creating stuff like this. Then I also launched Posh Cockney TV, and both of those platforms gave us a really strong and loud voice during COVID, which was great because, if I'm honest, where a lot of our competitors have gone quiet and, were taking up arts and crafts during COVID, which was okay, we actually became a dominant voice in the industry. So Posh Cockney podcast and the YouTube channel started getting about a quarter, I think it was 250,000 views within our sort of first month, which was amazing. And I love doing it. I love the creativity side of speaking to people and that connectivity. So yeah, we use that time to really move from there to there. Anyone knows how difficult that is to sort of go past your competitors, and we really became the go-to agency when COVID was sort of coming towards the end. People were coming to us because they'd watched the channel, they listened to the podcast, and we really came out with a positive voice, and we started talking to people about what can we do, how can we come out of this pandemic that nobody had seen in our lifetime. So it allowed people to come together, and that's why I created the Hospitality Titans as well. For the first time, I noticed people in the hospitality industry working together. They were no longer enemies. Your next door neighbor was not a competitor. It was suddenly a friend. How do we get out of this together? How can we drive more people to our area? So I got together with a gentleman called Pete Warden from LXA Hospitality and said, look, what can we do? And I said, I've got an idea for the Hospitality Titans. Let's create a community of some of the best professionals in our industry from different sectors. So we've got catering, we've got events companies, we've got suppliers, wherever they are. It's the central ecosystem for people within hospitality to come together, grow their businesses together, be part of the conversation through, once a month panel talks and discussions and amazing rewards and benefits. Our three key pillars at the Titans is support, nurture, and inspire. So we support the industry through great panel talks and supporting people's businesses by helping them grow. Introductions, I want to help you, Ed, because you're a great guy and you've got a great business. That sort of mentality. We want to nurture new ideas and concepts. So, there's so many great independents popped up through COVID because, there was a lot of opportunities, a lot of free space within, especially central London. So we wanted to nurture those ideas and help them sort of guide them in, if you need a marketing agency, come to Posh Cockney. If you need a consultant, go to LXA Hospitality. If you need somebody to, support with your graphic design or website build, we had everyone in hospitality pulling together. Not everyone, but we had a very good board that we put together. I think it was about 25 really, really strong professionals. And then inspire the next generation in hospitality, because anyone will tell you, people, when you're at school, you see hospitality as almost a fallback job. If you don't do well at your studies, then you're going to probably end up as a barista or somebody or a waiter or waitress. But for me, I think, some of the people I've met, and especially the people in the Hospitality Titans, some of those people did start there, but they've gone on to be some of the most influential and powerful people in our country, especially in the hospitality space and abroad, further afield in America and Dubai, wherever the sort of the hotspot is at the moment for travelers and tourism. So we wanted to say, look, actually coming into hospitality is a great profession, and this is why. These are the case studies. These are the people that are in there today. So it was a very busy time for me, COVID, if you can imagine, the podcast, the YouTube channel, PCTV, Hospitality Titans, holding on to the client base that we had, and then coming out and saying, okay, we're ready, we're looking for new business. And then obviously, then I had to develop the team, because Posh Cockney, like most businesses, we were, a lot of our accounts were frozen during that time. So then I had the idea of, we need more talent. We want to, for us to be the best agency we can be, that comes from the people, the engine room that work for my agency. So I aggressively went out there looking for who was the best talent available in the PR and marketing world. And I'm very proud to say that we've got some of those people working for us today. We've gone from 1 employee to 24 now at Posh Cockney in 4 years. So, we're a bit of a force. We're still learning. We're learning every single day. But I give my team a lot of autonomy and support to make sure that they can be the best they can be.
Fantastic. And it's interesting actually what you say, because I've spoken to a few people obviously throughout this podcast in different sectors, and they talked about, I think, being proactive and going for things and getting out there and creating a voice in different ways, creating a presence during COVID. And I guess there's probably lessons that can be applied in the current economy too, where there's different challenges, economic challenges, and I think it's that key thing, the people who've been out there keep going, actually do the opposite. Don't cut back on marketing and things at this point. Go out there and do it, because actually then you put yourself in a better position apart from picking up work now, also as things pick up. So
I completely agree. I completely agree. In hospitality, it's not just the pandemic we had. Obviously, the recruitment pandemic in itself. Trying to get staff for some of our clients has been very, very challenging. You've got the gas and electric mayhem at the moment. Driving prices up. To run a business in hospitality, to have a bricks and mortar site is very, very challenging. So, that's why. It's great to surround yourself and get great advice and work with people that know what they're doing and can see opportunities, but also give good advice. That's why unfortunately we've seen a lot of good independents opening. Not unfortunately, but we have seen some really good independents opening, but we've also seen some that have failed very quickly. And I think go into it with the best advice. Surround yourself with people that know what they're doing, and people such as myself and my other partners at the Hospitality Titans can definitely do that. If any of your listeners are, you've got a great concept, great idea, but you want some advice to see if actually you think it might work, we're not going to tell you if it's going to work or not, but we can definitely guide you on, where the best place would be, the best people to surround yourself, and help you put together that plan, because you don't want to invest a lot of money and for something not to work. Obviously there's risks, but it's best to surround yourself with the people that know what they're doing.
Indeed, yeah, mitigate the risks. So the other thing you mentioned that stood out was obviously the significant growth of up to 24 staff. What are the aspirations for the business for the next 5 years in terms of growth?
Well, for me, as I said to you, I'm still every day looking for, adding better talent, not better, but more talent that can sort of support our services at Posh Cockney. We've got big plans. Our next 5 years, I want to be opening an office in Miami, in Dubai, going into different cities in the UK. We've already got a great brand reputation in London, as I said, winning multiple awards for our PR, marketing, and event services. There's some great companies out there, that have been going for a lot longer than we have, and I want to position ourselves as being one of the most creative and most dynamic agencies in London, but also further afield. So, we're going to keep developing our workforce. We're going to keep growing our brand portfolio, and I do want to go into sort of emerging markets such as Miami and the Middle East, because I know a lot of brands that come here to London, they are going there, and that's where I feel like we can expand for sure. So big plans for us. My ultimate goal is for Posh Cockney to be the #1 agency in the world, and I've got to think big. I literally a couple of weeks ago, I set myself some goals at the beginning of the year to climb mountains, not only in my personal life, but professional as well. And I was proud to climb Helvellyn and Scaffold Pike a couple of weeks ago. So to tick those boxes of climbing the 2 highest mountains in this country, and the mountains I've got for Posh Cockney, you've got to set them high, because you need those big goals. There's going to be checkpoints in between to make sure that we don't lose focus, but why not? Somebody's got to be the best, and why can't we be?
Why not? Indeed, I like it. Totally agree with that as well. Really important to set big, exciting goals that motivate you. So, on the other side of that, then, what would you see the challenges being to achieving those aspirations?
There's always going to be challenges. It's for us. I don't want to just be known as a hospitality industry, and I think sometimes we can be pigeonholed a little bit, because we've made a lot of the clients we've worked with have been amazing hotels, such as and as London, Liverpool Street. We've just opened Sun Street Hotel in Moorgate. We're opening the new Hyatt Regency Blackfriars in Blackfriars. So we've got a great reputation in hospitality, but for me, I want to move into more lifestyle, more fashion, maybe sports. Who knows where it can take us? That's probably the challenges. Is now not losing focus on how good we are in that space, but also transitioning into other industries. Because I feel very confident in our model. It's going to take a lot of time. We've also just launched the Posh Cockney Experiences, which is our sort of luxury lifestyle and concierge, and sort of amazing experiences which can be. Let me give you an example. We've just done an experience for a family. They wanted to go to Cheltenham and Aintree as well, both sporting events. So they stay in an amazing hotel. We pick them up in a chauffeured car, staying in a 5-star hotel. Then a helicopter picks them up and takes them to the racing, and then brings them back. So we create these experiences for our clients as well, because we don't want anything that is you can buy online. It's got to be something completely bespoke to you, and that's where the sort of USP for the Posh Cockney experiences comes from. So there's so much. I suppose the challenges are, Ed, we've got so much happening, and we need to make sure that we keep doing amazing work here, but also transfer those skill sets to sort of be competitive in those markets as well.
And I suppose that kind of leads me on to another question there, which is, as a business owner, when you're trying to do lots of different things, it's about making sure you maintain the quality whilst growing. What would you say has been the biggest learning you've had as a business owner?
Not to take everything so personal in the first couple of years, Ed. I've got to be honest, when it's your baby, when it's your business and things don't go right, it's very easy to take it as a personal attack, if you know what I mean. If somebody doesn't like your proposal, or you lose a client, I think it's removing that personal factor and just making sure, mentally, it's a business decision, whatever happens, right? You can only give your best. You can only do what's, as long as you stick to your true values and what you want to do. We've had to turn away business. We're in that position right now, which, we don't take on every single client. That client has to be right for us, vice versa. We want to work with brands that, we can see a long-term relationship there, because for us, if you think about it, we're 4 years old, but 2 years of that's been COVID. So it's really our third year, really, where it's all singing, all dancing, So every partner that we work with, we have to say, okay, will we be working together in 2 years' time? Do we see your business going that way? Is everything from your side and our side going to be a good harmonious relationship? So for me, we've got to be always looking to work with brands we love working with. Our whole thing is creating unforgettable brands and experiences, and that's really how we're going to make sure Posh Cockney's name keeps growing, and also our brands and clients be as successful as they can be.
Excellent. Yeah, I agree. I mean, similar thing of choosing who I work with. You want to enjoy it, don't you?
Sure.
So that's important. And you mentioned there as well, going back to climbing mountains, being the best in the world. What is it that inspires you?
Success. I love every day I'm listening to a podcast or an audiobook. I love audiobooks, and especially about entrepreneurs and people in business that have done well. But also, there's always a common theme, right? There's always challenges. There's always going to be things that don't go your way. And every morning I speak to my team and I talk to them, currently right now on the phone to you, Ed, Posh Cockney is in a great place. We've got fantastic clients that are very happy. We've got a great team that are very happy. But let's be honest, that's not the real world every day for every business owner. There's going to be problems and it's stuff that are out of your control. So for me, it's about understanding the feeling of today. If we're feeling, this good feeling of everything going well, let's hold on to it and try and keep hold of it as long as possible. There might be a client down the road that isn't happy with something, but we have to know, okay, we had that good moment. We know there's going to be rockier roads ahead. How do we deal with that? Growth comes from working outside your comfort zone, right? So when something in the future comes towards us, whether it's a team member or a staff or a situation that's out of our control, how do we deal with that as a team? And Posh Cockney, we win as a team, lose as a team. The Ubuntu philosophy, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's I am because you are. We are only successful as a unit because every single one of my team members are doing their job properly on a day-to-day basis. And that's a philosophy that we love to live by at PC. We are a family, and every client that comes to us, we are a family or an extension to their own family. But we want to make sure that everything we do is for the good of our agency, for the good of our clients, and for the good of our team. And then, hopefully, then the end results are positive, and we keep earning a lot of respect in the industry, and we keep growing as an agency.
Superb. Yeah, well, and on that, as a final point, is there any news or any offers you'd like to share with the audience?
News, I suppose, I'm not sure when this is airing, but, hotel openings, the Hyatt Regency Blackfriars should be open within the next 6 weeks, which is very, very exciting. 6 weeks to 2 months, we'll put 2 months there as well. We're opening a new restaurant in Paddington called Meat Bros, which is part of one of the biggest F&B groups in Malaysia today. They've got a restaurant chain called Manate. to any Malaysian fans listening in, that they'll definitely know who they are. So we're opening that in Paddington, called Meat Bros, on the May the 13th. We've actually got the Queen of Malaysia coming over for the opening on the 12th of May, which is really exciting. It's actually my wife's birthday on the same day. I've double booked it. I'm in a bit of trouble, but I've managed to book the Cafe Royale and Leo, the new Leo opening in Piccadilly, which actually was Cafe de Paris, my old venue. So all very, very exciting. So I'll be able to take the wife to a great restaurant opening, and then go and enjoy the hotel and Leo as well.
Brilliant, great. I'm glad I asked. Obviously, lots of things going on the next couple of weeks and couple of months. So, look, thank you very much for sharing more about Posh Cockney, the other business interests you have, and yeah, we look forward to seeing you up at the top of the world.
Thanks very much, Ed, and let's meet up. We'd love to show you some of our clients. We can show you some of their amazing offerings and some perfect cocktails in some of the spaces as well. So any of your listeners want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn at Liam Norval. Same for Instagram, and give Posh Cockney a follow as well, and hope to see you in some of our sites soon.
That's great. Thank you very much, Liam.
Thanks, Ed. Enjoy the rest of the series.
You too. Thanks. Bye.